If you read my free ebook, Golf Fitness, What Is It Really? I described a little bit about my background in hockey. And from as far back as I can remember, I was watching the Chicago Blackhawks play on TV, on a black and white TV, and I fell in love with ice hockey. And then it became a passion of mine that I extended well on into my adult years and actually became a professional hockey referee and had the opportunity to travel around the world refereeing hockey games. So I'm dressed in this, in my hockey uniform, and I still play every once in a while out at the West Palm Beach ice rink and get involved in some open hockey. It's with a lot younger players, and but I have an incredible workout and I love the game, so I just have a lot of fun. Anyway, so I was watching the Golf Channel the other morning. I had it on TV and was walking around doing some stuff, and I heard somebody mention about athletes and what type of athlete is really good at golf. And somebody brought up the point that hockey players, generally speaking, are end up playing golf really well. And so I want to make a couple of comparisons. And one of them is, the main one is, both sports, obviously both players use a stick and by the way, none of them are wood anymore. This is my old hockey stick. I had a bunch of them, and this is still wood, but golf clubs and hockey sticks aren't made out of wood much anymore. But anyway, we have a stick to propel a round object into a hole. And basically that's it. And the hole may be different. Golf is 4 1/4 in diameter, and hockey it's 6 by 4 and standing up straight, and the puck is obviously different from the ball, but you get the whole point. There's a very many similarities. The other similarity is that it's mainly the shots and the movements involve a lot of rotation. So lower body strength with upper body rotation and a lot of movement in the hand. So we know how to handle this, and we know how to use it with our hands, and then we know how to use the golf club with our hands to get the face or the blade face square onto the object, which is the ball or the puck. So there's another similarity. But the main one I want to talk about today, and I'm making a point about it with this outfit, is the name of this blog post that I've done a video blog post on. It's called Balance. We don't need no stinking balance. Well, you really do need balance, and you need it tremendously in hockey, and you need it in golf. And that's where the similarity, I want to bring up a point here. I'm going to show some exercises in a little while that are going to help you to feel more of balance. I'm not a big fan, personally. I am not personally, not that it's the psychology of it or whatever, physiology or the biomechanics of it. I don't really like doing those exercises where you balance on one foot and reach over and touch something and come back up, or balance on one foot and hold your hands out. Personally, I just don't care for those exercises, because I would rather employ the balance into the actual performing of the task or the sport. So I'll just bring up, hockey players don't have to work on balance, because the first thing they get is balance. If they can't skate or be balanced on their skates, then they're not going to play well. And the same thing is true in golf. If you don't have any semblance of balance, you're not going to be able to swing the club well and hit the ball. So in hockey, they are constantly in balance. They are working on their balance constantly. All the muscles involved in balancing on hockey skates are working all the time they're playing their sport. So what I'm going to show you in a minute are exercises that I think you can employ to help you feel more balanced while you're swinging the golf club. And I'll take you through a couple exercises. We will use the PowerSwing Trainer. We'll use a weighted ball, our 8-pound power ball. There's some things you can bring in, because against resistance, you're more likely to develop those muscles and to develop a more balanced stance. So, with all that being said, I love ice hockey, I love the Chicago Blackhawks, and I love golf. And so the similarity there is, well, you figure it out. Rotation, balance, a puck, a ball, blades, stick, it's all covered. Here we go. I'll get you the exercises right now. Take care. Okay, I'm out of my hockey gear. I'm onto the floor in shoes. I'm going to show you a couple drills that I think are really going to help you with a solid foundation. But we're talking balance here, so let me give you a quick story. I was at a conference about a year ago, and I always like to sit right up in front to get the whole speaker, the whole feeling of what the speaker's talking about. A great speaker up on stage, and he says, I need 2 volunteers. Well, I always raise my hand when somebody says I want to volunteer, even if I know I'm going to probably look silly or what have you, but I want to get a full feeling of what's going on and really get it. So I raise my hand, I go up on the stage, and maybe maybe I like performing or whatever, but it doesn't matter. I go up on stage, and up comes another fellow, raises his hand over there, and it's somebody that I knew, and he comes up, and it's this buffed guy who's just muscular, perfect shape. Here I'm this older, big guy, and so we're standing next to one another, and I guess it was a good juxtaposition of 2 different body types and what have you. But anyway, and so the instructor says, okay, I want you to move your weight to your left foot. Great, I got it. Lift up your right leg. Great, got it. Okay, put your hands out to your side. Great, got it. Lift your head back and blah, 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 and turn your head in sideways. So just like I did here, after about, well, I can do that pretty well, really. But after about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 seconds or whatever, I put my foot down, and so immediately I was labeled, see, now there's a lack of balance. He probably won't be able to do this in his golf swing because he doesn't have balance. What? So I go dejected, I go down and sit in my seat, and I wasn't really dejected. But what hit me right away was, I'll tell you what, let me go back up on the stage, and here's what I'll do. I'll get in a good, solid athletic position, because I'm fairly athletic, fairly strong, and get in a good, solid position. Now, you come at me, okay? And when you bounce back off the floor, I want you to tell me whether or not I have good balance. So I know that sounds a little aggressive, but my whole point is that balance is not something that's just out there that you need to, oh, I don't have that, I need to get that to be able to do the golf swing. Balance is one part of an overall entire body movement thing that the golf swing is all about. Our concentration sometimes is way too much on hands, movement of all that, which is good to develop an overall sense. But there are so many swing thoughts going through our mind. I don't want balance to be one of them. If you think that you need to work on your balance and specific drills for your balance, then there are tools like, use a pool noodle, put it down on the ground, stand on it, and feel where you are. Heck, you can stand in front of the TV and just concentrate on working balance, and you'll feel all those stabilizing muscles working. That's great. There's balance pads that you could use to do half rounds, things that you can do to develop quote-unquote balance. But the drills I'm going to show you now are more for establishing a firm foundation. One more quick thing. If your child, daughter, son, grandson, granddaughter were to come up to you and say, hey, I want to play piggyback ride. I want to go for a piggyback ride. And they got on your back, you wouldn't say, oh, honey, I'm sorry, I can't do it because I can't do this. It's ridiculous. Your body would adapt to it. So in golf, again, we're so concentrated on doing this that we sometimes forget about building this. So I want to show you a drill with the PowerSwing Trainer. So take your PowerSwing Trainer. The other thing, whenever you're working with the PowerSwing Trainer, I always recommend wearing a glove because it gets you more in that whole golf feeling, golf sense. I've got my old ratty looking glove on here. I want you to, right-handed player, put it under your right foot, left-handed player under your left foot. Right-handed player under your left foot and left-handed player under your right foot. So I won't mention that again. Here we go. What I want you to do is get in a really good golf posture, and what you feel is a golf posture. And even from this position right here, there's slight resistance on the tubing. Even if there isn't, you're a little bit shorter and there isn't that much resistance, I want you to feel where you are over your feet. This is real important, over your feet. So get in a great golf posture as good as you can, and I want you to just hold it here and get the sense of where you are. Am I on my toes? Am I on my heels? Do I feel right over my arches? Okay? Now, as we add resistance, and this is going to add resistance, as we add resistance here, I want you to get the feel of where you are over your feet. And right now I can feel my legs working, my stabilizing muscles working in my feet and my ankles and all the way up to my hips. Now, if you like your weight left, fine. If you like it more right, that's fine. But I want you to feel more about where you are over your feet. So take it back, and as you rotate, you're going to scrunch that abdomen and your core. It's hard to talk because I'm scrunching, but I'm in this position. I'm not worried about now where my arms are. I'm thinking about where am I over my feet. Great, solid. As you come down and through, where am I now? Where do I feel my weight now? As you go down and through, where do I feel my weight? Am I moving it towards the left? Am I over my toes? Where I think a lot of golfers have problems with, maybe not so much going backwards on the backswing, but as they come through, they start to move forward, and this is where the balance comes in. But it's not really balance. It's not like balance like, oh, I can't balance. It's more like, where are you over your feet? Where am I to where if I feel like I'm falling off balance, it really is a matter of I'm not on my proper position connected to the ground. So I want you to do that. You can do that over and over, but when you do this, I want you to concentrate on where you are and how solid you are with your feet into the ground. Okay, that's one exercise that you can do. Now, I love this 8-pound power ball, mainly because of the way the handles are. In order to develop a more solid base, you have to have stronger legs. And let's face it, as we get older, our legs get weaker and weaker because we sit so darn much. Car, office, all that. Don't need to go any farther. One thing you can do to really develop a lot of the lower body strength is to do squats. But instead of doing just a squat, I want you to add a little bit of resistance to it. And if you know what kettlebells are these neat little deals with a big handle on them, and you can do all kinds of different exercises with those. Well, I'm going to use our 8-pound power ball similar to a kettlebell. I want you to spread your feet out a little bit wider than shoulder width, just nice, comfortable. And what we're going to do is take the power ball in one handle. If you have a kettlebell, do it with a kettlebell. And all I want you to do is we're going to bring it down in a squat and then up, down and up, down and up. I started with one hand, but actually I want you to do with two and up. Now, you're not throwing the ball up, you're lifting it with your legs and coming up. Now, you can do this one also with one hand, one arm. But this exercise right here is going to start firing all of the muscles. Then you want to switch hands. And the stabilizing muscles, and most especially these big muscles right here, establishing you to the ground. This weight, that resistance is what's going to help you to feel more connected to the ground. That's my whole thing about this blog post. Just like hockey players feel absolutely connected to the ice through those 1/8-inch blades, I want you to feel absolutely connected to the ground. Now, this says your swing, work on that later. This right now is just establishing more strength in your lower body. See, my heart rate's already up just because of those few of those kettlebell moves. Establish a connection to the ground. That's it. I leave you with this. Maybe this. Maybe. Take care. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing here at Golf Gym, please click right here to go to our website to check out more of what we have. And if you want to interested in either one of our products, you can click here. We've got a lot more to show you there. And we'd love you to subscribe to our channel. So you can click right here and hit subscribe, and you'll get to see all the videos that we do. Thanks again for watching. Website, golfgym.com. Subscribe right here. Thanks. Take care.